Flashing lights, neon glow. Back when nights had a show. Horror tales, midnight fights. Living through those RadPit nights. Garrett's tunes spin and play. DEADPIT boys lead the way. VHS line the walls. Physical media calls. Oh, those RadPit nights we love. Talking movies, feeling tough. Nostalgia in every bite. Dancing through that neon light. Every scream, every shout. Spooky tales, no doubt. Friends around laughing loud. We were young and feeling proud. Old school vibes in the air. Those days we did not care. Days and nights full of charm. Treasured moments arm in arm. Oh, those RadPit nights we love. Talking movies, feeling tough. Nostalgia in every bite. Dancing through that neon light.
Yo, what is going on, brother?
We all the way live on a Thursday night. It's been the longest week ever. Been a really, really crummy day. Try to censor myself because this is a multi-stream, right? R.I.P. to Ace Frehley, which
Oh,
I can't even really process it yet. But we're not.
no.
We'll say
I mean,
that
it
for a
kind
future
of,
show, maybe.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I was at work and I just got the message. I think you sent me the message and I was like, oh my God, like, it's crazy, man. Like, it really is. Now, question, it's obviously was sudden. I think I know that, right?
What had happened is he had a brain bleed from a fall. He wasn't sick or anything. He was doing shows up until earlier this year, and according to his good friend Eddie Trunk, who's going to kill a show, of listening to his rock show for years and years and years. But yeah, he had a bad fall and hit his head, and that was it, dude.
Now, do you know what his relationship was with Gene up until now? Like, was there one or was there not? Do you know?
I have no idea. The thing that I'll say is like, I've always been a fan of the band Kiss.
Mhm.
Peter Criss has always been my favorite Kiss guy. Everybody's got their own favorite, right? But in my opinion, without Peter Criss and Ace Frehley in that band, that wasn't Kiss. That's just, and I never really looked at them as Kiss without those guys.
Now, right, agree for sure. It's my uncle's favorite band. The uncle that got me into horror, all-time favorite band was Kiss. So, growing up, I heard a lot of them at a young age. And the reason I ask is because Gene Simmons is supposed to be at a convention that I'm going to next weekend. And he had gotten into an accident recently, I think, right? Something happened to him over the last couple weeks. Maybe like last week. Didn't he get in a car wreck or something?
I'd heard something, but I don't have the specifics on it, no.
So as soon as that happened, I'm like, oh man, he's kind of canceled that convention for sure. So then all of a sudden it came out and it was like, no, he's back on. He canceled. No, he's back on. He's not canceling, blah, blah. And then this happens. And I'm like, wow, this is like, is he still going to go to this thing? Like, I'm like, it just seems like one hit after another hit for Gene, and he got in the wreck and he's like, no, I'll still make it to the convention. And then now this happens and you just wonder if it's like, this is enough for him to be like, I'm not going anywhere.
Mm.
It's just crazy.
It's unusual that he's doing conventions anyway. Like that, you wouldn't think that Gene would be into that, but Yeah, I mean, who knows? I would imagine that even if they weren't that close, I mean, the history together, like that has to, you would have no heart at all if that doesn't have some sort of effect on you, because those
Right.
guys made history to get history, if you will, together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's craziness, but I see a lot of people in the chat saying like it's been a rough day. I hope this makes the day better. So I don't want to keep bringing the chat down a notch, right? Like it was definitely a hit, and it was sudden, and everybody was kind of shocked. And like you said, I'm sure you're going to want to talk to Uncle Bill a little bit more about this and whatnot, a future date. But we wanted to come on. It was kind of a last minute decision. But we've got some shows coming up with some guests, and we thought it would be a cool little way to announce it, just so you guys can prepare and get ready, and book those dates to watch the shows. And it's a couple of those RadPit episodes where it'll be streaming simultaneous from my channel at Born to Be Rad, your channel at DEADPIT. Like, so they're big shows. We like to do these, what do we call them? Like pay-per-views or special events or PLAs. What do you want to call them?
That's what we need to call them, because it is a premium live event, right?
Yeah, so PLE for sure, these PLE events. And you guys probably saw the one that we have already scheduled and set for the end of October. What is
That's
it, the
the
30th?
big one. Yeah, the October the 30th on Thursday night. And we talked about this. We kind of hopped it up before he even committed to it. But Michael Felcher, the gang, we're getting everybody back together to rank all the Halloween movies, man. It's going to be so much fun. There's so many Halloween movies to rank, more than any of these other franchises we've hit so far. And I'm curious. I am really curious how he's going to rank these movies.
Oh, 100%. And it seems like the chat loves when we have Slippy on to do this, because his ranking is a very hot take. The chat just loves to mess with Slippy, and some great memes have come out of those shows. And when you can get Slippy to kind of break it, that I think is even the funniest thing. Like,
oh yeah,
usually can keep it together, but like there was that what was it the other time that he broke it? Oh, Slurpee.
The Slurpee thing, yeah. Slippy Slurpees. And the Tom Matthews thing before. Because this is a dynamic, like we've had Felcher on for years and years and years, but it's always like we're bombarding him with physical media questions, right? So
Right.
we didn't even start doing these one-off shows with him until just earlier this year for the Friday the 13th, and then we did A Nightmare on Elm Street, and now, of course, Halloween is coming up. These are must see, and you got to see him live, because at some point Felcher will have the breaking point. He takes the glasses off and he's shaking his head, the poor guy, but it's all in good fun.
Oh, 100%. He's awesome, man. And you're also going to see him on the next episode of the Anchor Bay Archives podcast. So we're going to have Slippy back with Michael Ortiz. They're coming back on the Anchor Bay Archives podcast, and hopefully this episode will be out. I think we even talked about maybe airing it on Halloween night itself, perhaps. We'll see how it kind of plays out, but we're going to be diving deep into one of the biggest, probably physical media releases ever, and I'm surprised they never tried to replicate this, and that was the Evil Dead Book of the Dead from Anchor Bay back in the day, that original one. And what's so cool about that is not only it was just so ahead of its time, but Michael Ortiz was the one who really designed this. So, I mean, he's going to come to the table with like prototypes and all this cool behind the scenes stuff about this. And it's going to be just so cool to kind of dive in and learn the process of this release.
Oh yeah. This was the peak, like this release was. I don't think Anchor Bay ever topped this Evil Dead Book of the Dead edition. And as far as physical media releases for the Evil Dead goes, this edition was never topped. There's nothing that's been even close to this. Nearly what's it been, over 20 years since this one came out?
I mean, I don't think there's many editions in general that have topped this as far as the aesthetic of it. I mean, the Never Ending Story book is really cool, but I mean that's just, it's humongous. I mean, but it's a cool set, but this was really cool. You had all the pages in there. I mean, it's a real cool edition. And, I want to ask him a lot of questions about, why why are they all disintegrating? You know, like what could they have done better? If there's a way to preserve these things, what can we do to preserve the ones that aren't falling into pieces now? And not only that too, but also like there was supposed to be something on this that didn't end up making it to the table at the end of the day. And I want to learn that story too.
Was
about
even in print ads. This was in
100%.
print ads, but it never did come to be. And technically, part of it is still on the disc. So I'm sure we'll talk about that as well.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a fun one for all you physical media fans out there, especially the OGs, to kind of learn about that and see all the cool stuff. Michael Ortiz never throws out anything. So he's got so much material on the making of this and different prototypes and all this stuff. And it's going to be amazing just to kind of go behind the curtain and see some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Mike Ortiz, a pack rat, but I love him for it. He keeps everything, you know, anything Evil Dead related. He has some of these old Anchor Bay releases. He showed us one on there. I don't know if we can talk about it. That might be a future show. He has one Anchor Bay release that never even got released. Do you remember him showing that?
Not the Dawn of the Dead.
No, this was a one-off movie that they didn't, I don't know what happened. They didn't get to ever come out with it. And he has a couple of copies of it.
I don't remember that, but I do remember him showing us that Dawn of the Dead prototype that never made it to print that he has. So
well, this one is not like a well-known movie or anything, but he said that they had to yank it before it ever got released. And I was like, oh, dude, you could probably retire on that if you were to, but I think you maybe get in trouble for trying to sell it or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool though. It's always fun hearing those guys go back and talk these stories. It's really intriguing to me to hear them kind of go back and talk about what it was like back then in the physical media world and how it was like to work for a company like that and trying to be outside the box and unique. And I really just think it's going to be a real cool show that you guys are going to want to check out. But not only that, not only do we have Slippy coming on for the Halloween ranking, and that's going to be at the end of the month, and you're going to have the Anchor Bay Archives episode, which will be, you know, in video and on audio. But we also have a video or an interview coming out on both channels on Saturday night, which is a pretty cool deal, guys. This is pretty cool that we're going to have this coming. And it's like I said, it's going to be on both channels. It's an interview that both Wes and I did. And we were lucky enough to get asked to do this interview by another YouTube channel called Kings of Horror, who are actually big fans of our stuff. So that's why they reached out and said, hey, do you guys want to do a little bit of work with us and promote and talk to a brand new show that's going to be hitting YouTube on Saturday, October 25th. And we sit down with the one and only, who we got, Wes?
Up All Night's Rhonda Shear from back in the USA Network days. She's coming out with a brand new version of that show for free on the Kings of Horror YouTube page. Man, this is going to be huge because she helped us get through our adolescence, Garrett. I mean, you know, for me, ages 11 through 17, 18, she was right there through every bit of it, man. Every Friday night, Rhonda Shear, all night.
Yeah, it's really cool. She's great, man. Like, she's big personality, super nice, told a lot of stories. We talk about, you know, the original Up All Night. We talk about how this new one got started. What's the game plan here? And we also break out into some talk about her time doing work with the WWF, which is really cool. And I see Dino
talk about brawls.
Yeah, we do talk about bras for sure. So it's going to be one to check out. It's going to be airing on our channels on Saturday night, little multi-stream action. But it's definitely awesome to sit down with her. And again, in the world of horror and, you know, in my opinion, as a horror host or even just a host when it comes to these kind of things, she's very well known and she's somebody that was important to most of us, you know, around that time.
For sure. Like I said, in the mid-90s, man, you didn't get a whole lot of this sort of stuff in the theater or anything. Horror movies in the theater, cult movies in the theater. but every weekend we could rely on the USA Network. This was a show, honestly. USA Network, it was Silk Stockings, it was WWF, and it was Up All Night in the 90s for me. And it was a great pleasure to speak with her. She's very, very cool. It's pretty much like her character on the show, even if it is a character, I don't know. But very, very sweet person. And this new show is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see where it goes, because it's going to be it's not just a one-off. This is going to be a new show.
Yeah, it's set as of right now. They've got 3 kind of episodes that are going to air around the holidays this year, and then the game plan is that they're going to do like an every other week episode where they're going to be playing movies, and then she's going to have kind of like a wraparound, kind of like you'd see with like the Joe Bob Briggs show, so she's going to have segments and skits and guests, and she's already talking about there's guests lined up for next year, and which is going to be cool to have guests kind of show up on the show, different people involved in these movies. She even said there's some wrestlers that are planning on coming on. So she's trying to keep it as authentic as possible, but with like a modern twist, because again, she's also the same person, but this was how many years ago, man? 90s, 30 years ago?
25, 30 years ago at this point. The last show was in 1998. Wow. Long time ago. So this is a brand new audience, and and we kind of talk about that too, the way that the public consumes media now is totally different as well. Pretty much everybody's online streaming and everything. So this is definitely the way to go. Very similar to, Joe Bob Briggs has the show on Shudder and everything, and he was doing shows similar to this in the mid 90s. So she's definitely on to something here, and it's just to help her and the Kings of Horror really promote the new show, because when things like this come along, it's very important that us old school fans get the word out so new eyes will check this stuff out.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be cool. And we want you guys to kind of hang out on the 25th during her show, because as the show's premiering, there's going to be a live chat, and she's going to be in the live chat chatting it up with the fans during the show, and taking people's feedback and ideas. And I'm going to try my best to be in there. I know Wes is going to try his best to be in the chat too, and it'll just be cool to kind of see what this is about, and hope that it's something cool going forward, because I said to her on the interview, like, what's old is new again. And I think a lot of people miss things like this that we had as kids. There's so much that's changing in the world, to actually go back in time and have something that you feel like is a little bit more familiar when you were younger. I think it's a real cool concept. And like you said, it is going to be exclusively on a YouTube show, which is different, right? It's not going to be on like an app or a cable. I mean, it's going to be on YouTube, which is unique. And it could be something, more in the future with, how people watch things. And I think it's just going to be really, really cool for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited about it. She is a great person to talk to, a very talkative, bubbly person, and some great conversation on this show too. It's coming up on Saturday at 10 p.m. multi-stream. We talk about, of course, the new show, but we go back and talk about the old show, wrestling, her time working with, WWF, and she was at WrestleMania one year and everything, and some rumors that were started about her and some other famous people, and we'll get into that too. So it's a lot of, people are really going to enjoy this interview.
I think so too, and especially for most people, I don't think they, there's not people out there that are like, oh, I see Rhonda on QVC, or I've watched her on YouTube, or I saw her at a convention or whatever. But like, again, it's she hasn't really been out there as far as when it comes to this kind of stuff. So it'll be cool to it's cool to see her kind of back in the fold. They did a full, spread on it on like Bloody Disgusting, and a lot of these news sites are picking this up about the resurgence of Up All Night. So it's just been real cool that we were asked to kind of be part of this, relaunch. And I think it's just, it was cool chatting with her, man.
Yeah. And definitely everybody that's in this live chat, help get the word out. We're going to start promoting this thing. We've got a bunch of shows coming up. Like we said, Slippy, going to be ranking the Halloween movies coming up on October the 30th. Probably early next week or towards the end of the month, we're going to have the Anchor Bay Archive podcast, the new episode, the long-awaited Evil Dead episode for the Book of the Dead. And Sunday, this coming Saturday, sorry, at 10 p.m. with the Rhonda Shear show and other stuff too, man. Like,
Yeah, what else you
both
guys got coming up
channels.
over there?
Yeah, both channels. Friday Night Lives. I'm not sure if Friday Night is going to live this week or not. Uncle Bill's going through some stuff. No personal problems or anything, but he's just really busy. But yeah, we're doing, hopefully me and Uncle Bill are doing the Living Dead weekend preview show on Sunday night at 10 p.m. And we'll be talking with Alpha Romero and Larry, who helps out doing the tours and everything. It's the Living Dead weekend. And that show's coming up next weekend, which we'll be there. Me and Uncle Bill will be there. Reviews. I got this gigantic box set in today from Imprint Films. I'll be digging through that. That thing is like a freaking suitcase. What the hell?
It's crazy, man. But yeah, I mean, like, it's funny because I'm going to be at a convention the same weekend you're at a convention. So if anybody's at these conventions and they see us there hanging around, come say what's up. You're going to be at Living Dead weekend, right?
Pittsburgh Living Dead weekend. If you're anywhere near the Pittsburgh or Monroeville area, it's a fun, kind of laid back, old school show, which is the only ones that I'll ever go to. I'm not going to those massive convention center shows anymore. I just can't do it. My nerves won't allow it. But
now,
yeah,
how far are you from there?
it's about 5 hours.
It's interesting because I'll be in Jersey that same weekend, which in my head, I'm like, Philadelphia and Jersey are like right there. Like they're right there next to each other.
Well, Philly
I'm not
and
sure
New
how-
Jersey, but that's the other
Yeah,
side of the
so
state.
exactly, right? So
Yeah.
that's what's wild is it's like coming from Rhode Island, like me, it's like everything's, if that state's next door, it's right down the street, where
Yeah.
in reality, it's like we're probably another-
Eastern Pennsylvania is not far, but Western Pennsylvania, which is where we'll be, that's probably another 4 hours away
Yeah.
from
100%.
Philly or whatever. So
And I'll be doing the we talked about this a little bit. I was going to do a live show next week talking about, I know you had mentioned you wanted to talk about it too, but really quick, like I'm going to be in Jersey at this convention. Every year I meet up with buddies on the East Coast. We go down to Chiller Theater. It's been going on forever. And it's more of like it's horror, but it's also turned into very pop culture. What I like about Chiller is it's old school. It's in a hotel. It's not in a convention center. But they get some of the most unique guests. Like they'll have big guests, but then they'll have unique guests, like ones that no one would ever bring on. Like the fake Jan Brady is always like one of the guests
yeah.
they'll bring. Like they bring.
she's
a
my
lot
Facebook
of
friend
gear.
too, by the way, Jerry.
Oh,
She wishes
really?
me happy birthday every year. Very sweet
That
woman.
is so funny. You know who always wishes me happy birthday every year? Mark
that?
Merrow. Every year, man. Mark Merrow and TJ Tyson Kidd. Every year. It's so interesting.
What about Ron Sloan Jr. from Friday the 13th Part 5? He wishes me happy birthday and happy
he
anniversary and all
does.
that shit. Yeah, he
I
does.
love it.
Yeah.
Though. That's cool. It's so funny though when you see him come through. I'm like, what the heck?
Dude, for a while there, Madman Mars would send me Christmas cards every year. I still have a few of them.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mark
What
out every
about
year.
what about Tiffany? Is she saying happy birthday to you?
Tiffany used to actually call me on the phone back in the day. Can you believe? Not anymore, unfortunately.
Well, that's someone we got to get on here. Imagine a live show at Shepis.
We could do, if it was me and you, we could definitely have Tiffany on. But Uncle Bill,
It's not,
he ain't allowed. Uncle Bill ain't allowed. Hey, if the girl had the vagina, he can't come on here.
oh my god. We'll have to do it. We'll have to try to maybe around Christmas or something. See what she's up to.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot coming on. You guys have a lot of stuff coming. It's the Halloween season. There's always stuff coming. I've got a video dropping tomorrow about 10 overlooked Halloween movies to check out. And the Rad Dudes are coming back this weekend too, and we're gonna have a show on Sunday, so that's coming. So yeah, there's so much to do.
I did a show recently with your old buddy Mel from My Killer Podcast.
Oh, yeah, I remember
You guys
her,
can
yeah.
check that out. I don't know, what happened with you all, but some feuding going on or something. But yeah, we were talking about some new VHS and the companies that make them. So it's kind of a fun conversation.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Yeah. I saw you got what? What did you just get in? Trick or treat?
Trick or treat, some bitch. Tape Rock Video
Yeah, but the only thing
Send me
is,
some
though, I
stuff.
thought it looked cool, but it's clams, though, right?
Well, I kind of like it. It reminds me of the Anchor Bay.
I
It's
know it
not
does,
the
yeah.
clamshell. It's kind of like the capsule. It's not the big clam. I don't know what type of case it is.
Oh, so it's kind of like more like the Anchor Bay ones,
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of like the Anchor Bay ones. Yeah, there's the substance, which I think I've got the tape here somewhere. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Who's to say? I know it. There it is. Where he made it actually like the substance.
Who's to say?
I
it
don't
the
know.
active?
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
They're saying tape. Oh, tape rot's in here.
Library case.
Library case. Interesting.
He's got some like he splices some stuff in the beginning and the end too. It's kind of fun. He's got like a WKYT, which is like Lexington news station sign off
No way,
shit
really?
from like the 80s.
Is he from Kentucky?
He's from Richmond, Kentucky. Yeah, it's probably about an hour and a half from me. He's got a Buc-ee's there, man. Holy shit. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's? No.
Buc-ee's.
They don't have those there.
Only in the South. It's like a amusement park gas station with the best food of all time. Holy shit. Yeah, great food.
Fill the tank, get some food.
Hell yeah, you get the cheapest gas in town at Buc-ee's. Get you a barbecue brisket sandwich or a Texas cheesesteak burrito or a chicken fajita or fresh beef jerky or fudge or candied nuts. That's Uncle Bill's favorite. I love candied nuts.
Oh my God, you guys are out of control. Buc-ee's is just, they're saying Buc-ee's is just Walmart of the highway. That's so
Oh,
funny.
fuck, yeah. Dude. Yeah. No, Buc-ee's is like, that is my favorite place to visit. I'll say that. They got the
Buc-ee's?
cleanest bathrooms you've ever seen, too. Oh, my God.
That's interesting.
You
Yeah.
walk in this big room.
Does it have like a
There's-
beaver logo?
It does. They have
Oh,
beaver
I've
nuggets.
seen the logo, but we don't have that stuff here. I always see people with it, and I never know what the heck that is.
Yeah, they're branching out a little bit. I think they started in Texas. So they built the one in Kentucky probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe. And there was one that we visited in Sevierville, Tennessee, which is a fucking gigantic tourist trap. And that was like, holy shit, it was like you're going to the Super Bowl or something. There's so many damn people lined up going to it. But once we got up there, it was all good. It was Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, we didn't want to stay on long. We just wanted to give you guys some updates so you wouldn't miss it. You wouldn't miss some of the cool shows we have coming when we're working together and having some guests on. So again, we wanted to get the Rhonda one out there for you guys because it's a great interview, and we want you guys to be able to check it out. It's going to be on Saturday night, you think?
Yeah, we'll pop it back up again so people can see it's Rhonda Shear's Up All Night Bulls with DEADPIT and Born to Be Rad. It's going to be huge. Again, very nice lady, and I think people are really going to enjoy the interview. It was a lot of
She
fun
seems
talking with her.
excited for it, man, and I like to see the enthusiasm and the passion for getting back into this role, and it seems like she's really putting a lot into it. Like she's got a whole crew, they've got a studio set up. I mean, this isn't just going to be like a random throw it together thing. This to me seems like it's going to be something pretty big.
I think so. I think they're onto something here, and Kings of Horror definitely have the material. And they're part of a company that owns thousands of movies, so it's a
Justin
pretty good
Smith says
punch.
she's streaming now. Go tell him that you're excited for the Born to Be Rad and DEADPIT interview.
There you
Go
go.
tell her.
Yeah, definitely hype it up and get people ready. But yeah, guys, I guess that is it. We appreciate everybody coming in. We're already over 114 people checking us out. So
Yeah.
definitely go over to both channels and subscribe and everything. And we'll just do a generic outro for this since this is a mini show. I mean, hell with it. What do you think?
Let's go. Thank you, guys.
All right, you guys have a good one, and we will catch you guys on Saturday night, 10 p.m. Rhonda Shear, baby, on DEADPIT and Born to Be Rad.
And up all night.
All night. See you guys.
Peace.